Closed captioning for the Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on the Casey Malone Show.
Today we are busy in the kitchen, and I've got lots of recipes for Thanksgiving. Sour cream smashed potatoes, beet salad, holiday rice, and a dry brine spatchcock turkey. Let's get started with dessert, whipped pumpkin cream pie.
You better come on in my kitchen.
Well, strap in and enjoy the ride because today is going to be a very busy day. We are doing my Thanksgiving show, and we have got some wonderful, easy recipes that you are going to love. Spatchcocking a turkey. Oh yeah, 6 minutes a pound to cook. We're also gonna make my holiday rice, some smashed potatoes with cream cheese. We are gonna do my beet salad, which I love, and we're gonna start with dessert because this is an easy no-bake pie. It won't eat up that real estate in your oven. It is my whipped pumpkin cream pie, and you are gonna love it, and it's so easy. So we've got a lot of ground to cover. For this recipe, you'll need 1 10-inch pre-made graham cracker pie crust, 16 ounces of cream cheese at room temperature, 1 cup of canned pumpkin puree, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice, 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream, and 1/2 cup of brown sugar. I brought out my stand mixer for this one, but you can also use a hand mixer. And we're gonna start with the cream cheese. It is 2 good blocks. So we are gonna put this in the mixer, and we are going to beat this over medium until it gets really smooth. So we're gonna let that go for a while. And while that's cooking, I'm going to need some heavy whipping cream with stiff peaks. So instead of bringing out my hand mixer, you know how I love the immersion blender. And I've measured out 1.5 cups of the heavy whipping cream, and I am just gonna start whipping this to get it nice, thick, and firm, so we can add this at the very end. You see, it's nice and creamy. And now is a good time to add our pumpkin puree. Now remember, it is not pumpkin pie. This is unseasoned. This is just plain pumpkin puree. All right, and it adds such a pretty color to this pie. And then we're going to add the vanilla, 1 teaspoon. So we're gonna mix it a little bit further. There we go. Isn't this gorgeous? Such a pretty color. And it is going to taste even better than it looks. We've only got 1 more round of mixing to do. We're gonna add the brown sugar. Now think about that. This is the sweetness. So this is really a good low sugar dessert. 1/2 cup of brown sugar. I make the biggest messes, I gotta tell you. And then 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. You can even add more if you want, because that packs such a nice punch. So now we're just gonna incorporate this, mix it a little bit further. And for this next step, we are not going to use the mixer. I'm gonna remove that. And now we are going to add the heavy whipping cream. We wanna fold this in. So now all you have to do is put this into the pie shell. That's it. Isn't that nice looking? We're gonna put this in the refrigerator, minimum 4 hours. Ideally, you wanna do this overnight. But you really are gonna enjoy this on Thanksgiving. It's really nice and light. So that's it for the whipped pumpkin cream pie.
The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor.
We are getting close. Scaba Camp is almost here. A year-round destination for adults with disabilities and their families to get away, close to home. Accessible to all. with no barriers. Donate now to GABACamp. Help others to enjoy this unique recreational destination for adults with disabilities and their families to enjoy an accessible camping experience. Donate to GABACamp. Giving is living.
Kamara Jewelers is the place to buy an engagement ring because we want a relationship with you that lasts a lifetime. Your commitment with her is the same commitment we have to you.
We want to sit down with you and teach you about diamonds so you're educated on what you're buying. We have the largest selection we ever have, which is the largest in the area, and at the best value. And if it's not something in our case, we could always custom make it. We can make any dream come true.
Get real, get Kamara.
Rulli Brothers has a great choice of quality cheeses. We use our relationship with Old World Houses to specially select the product and then have it custom cut and packaged by our own local artisans. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
Locally sourced is good, whether it's ingredients or a bank, and that's why my bank is Farmers National Bank. Since 1887, Farmers has remained rock solid through every economic condition. Having a bank with a history of safety, soundness, and conservative management is a must. It all boils down to this. You need a bank that will help you reach your goals. I do too, and Farmers is mine. Farmers National Bank, rock solid.
Yeah, it's Christmas time.
Of peace and joy, I hope you find.
We welcome you to experience the wonder and merriment of the season at the Arms Family Museum for memories of Christmas past, a Mahoning Valley tradition.
So where's Casey? I'm on WBCB, Sundays at 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. My show returns to primetime, Saturdays at 7 p.m. on November 25th. Special time when Ken is in the kitchen.
That was my line.
And he's very special. And the turkey is the one that causes the most anxiety.
Yes.
Every year you're worried about the brine, the dry vine, the way you cook the skin, blah, blah, blah. Well, last year, all bets are off. We spatchcocked so much easier.
Came out great. It was so juicy.
So juicy,
good.
so easy, and so
and
much
quick.
quicker.
Yeah.
6 minutes a pound. This is a 13
And now
pounder.
we do chickens that way.
Yeah, oh yeah, do a chicken this way too. I mean, it's so much better. What we're gonna do now is show you how to spatchcock. All right, so Ken, you are gonna
There's
take
a lot of
over.
steps, but it's not as hard as it looks.
All right.
No, I need coaching from you.
All
I
right.
guess this is the turkey, right?
That is the turkey.
Okay, so you
Say
have the
hello.
breasts.
Yes.
And then you have the straps, the legs and the wings. Okay, so there's your spine, right?
This is the backbone, yes.
Right. So it's easy. You've taken the guts out, right?
Yeah.
Here, look, I got one of those in there. Sorry
Okay.
about that.
Paper towel.
Because you want to pat it down.
You really want to
wanna
dry
get
the bird.
You want to dry it out.
But don't rinse it because that spreads bacteria.
And so your spine is there. So some really sharp kitchen shears, and all you do is cut this spine out. Now you want to be careful because there you go. Right?
I'll tell you, poultry is just not an attractive meat to deal with, is it? Oof.
And you could do this with a knife, if you're good, but I just think you have more control with the shears.
Yeah. And make sure you keep a pair just for this because you don't want them to get dull.
Right, this isn't something that you're cutting other things with.
Yeah.
And then you flip it back over, right?
Right, I'll take this.
And there's that. So then you want to press down and break the breastplate.
Right there.
Right? Like that. And now you have a spatchcock chicken. When you get on the pan, you want to, or turkey, I'm sorry. Oh, is it Thanksgiving already? Anyways, when you put it on the pan, you'll see, you want to fold these things under and
The dry brine is now the preferred method over the wet brine. 24 hours air drying in your refrigerator. And what you do is 3 tablespoons of kosher salt and 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And you're like, baking powder? But the baking powder really adds to draw the moisture and to make it crispy. So, if you have a pre-basted bird with a high sodium content, you shouldn't probably do this because it might be too salty or too much sodium. But most of them don't have a high sodium, or if you have a natural bird that you know hasn't been injected with anything, the dry brine is the way to go. So all you do, is just take it and sprinkle it over. And you just want to get it on every part of the surface. And
Right, but if you really want that crispy skin, and everybody does, you've got to let this dry for a day.
Exactly.
At least 24 hours.
In the refrigerator.
If not 2. There you go, bud.
All right.
Looks good.
So now, this bird is going in the fridge. Well, by the miracle of television,
yes,
we have dry brined this bird. This has been dry brined for about 48 hours.
It looks dry brined. You can see how everything's kind of tightened up a little bit, you know.
Yes. Now the other bird is downstairs on a rack in the tray, waiting further instructions. So,
sure.
Now, what we're going to do is we're not going to really mess with the skin at all because we've got the brine on it. But I have 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter. I've got a tablespoon of chopped rosemary, a tablespoon of chopped thyme, and I've got 3 garlic cloves in here and the zest of 1 lemon.
For any of that, did you?
No, it was right in our little garden in the
There you
backyard,
go,
except for the lemons. I need a lemon tree.
Yeah.
So
That's
what
next.
we're going to do is go under the skin. I find it easy to use a spoon. You don't want to break it. It's really creepy. Why I get this part all the time, I don't know.
Well, I'd break it.
Yes.
You know?
He's a bull in a china shop. So just start grabbing this butter mixture. And it doesn't have to be perfect because once it melts while it's baking, it is going to spread throughout all the skin. And, just start sticking it in there and flattening it and trying to get it all over the place. And this adds a really nice flavor. The lemon adds a really nice brightness. I love the rosemary, I love the thyme. All right, so then we pat that. And then I've got the legs. And I love the turkey leg. I think that is one of the best parts of the bird. I am a fan of the dark meat. So we're gonna get it there on the thigh. And we're gonna stick it all the way in.
It kind of works itself in. when
It
you
does, and then it melts.
down on it from the
Once it's
inside.
baking, it melts down, What I've done is taken
Take this out.
3 carrots, 3 stalks of celery, 1 large onion, chopped it, diced it, and put it under my rack. That way, when we are cooking this bird, it will not be a smoke fest. If you just have the oil
'Cause
underneath,
all the juices will drip
all the
into this,
juices are
it'll
going to
absorb
drip,
here.
and we won't have
Okay.
a smoky house. So let's put this on.
There you go.
Put it on here. We're going to tuck the legs, the wings, so it looks a little more attractive. Look how cute this little birdie is. And then tuck these underneath
Okay.
and move it up just
And
a
you
little.
don't want to get a pan that has a big lip on it like to here, because then you're not going to get this evened out because
heat.
you won't get the heat the same way. This has got to be above the pan. That's why you have it on that rack.
Yeah, and that's why you always have the rack. And have the rack also when you're dry brining it. So now this bird is ready to cook. 450 degrees for 30 minutes. Turn it down to 350, rotate the bird in the oven, and then finish out its time at 350. 13-pound bird, we're close to about 80 minutes. So what we're gonna do is check it at 80 because you're gonna stick a thermometer, always use a thermometer into the thigh. We want it to be 165 degrees. We'll probably go about 90 minutes, I think, instead of 80. But
got
that's
this written
it.
down, right?
450. Yes, all of these instructions will be online because it's just getting too cuckoo. So we're gonna get this bird going, and then we've got to worry about these sides.
The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor. For more information, visit us on our website at CaseyMaloneShow.com.
I'm Elizabeth Bernard. For more than 30 years, I've provided our Valley with sound legal advice. My associate Jennifer Rigetti and I will be your legal representatives if you're involved in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident. Don't try to handle it yourself. We'll navigate the red tape of dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the obstacles that you'll face. Remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases, and hiring a lawyer does not mean you have to go to court.
Call attorney Elizabeth Bernard, local legal experience for more than 30 years.
Rulli Brothers is way ahead of the competition. Check out Rulli Spice World, where you can buy bulk herbs and spices, plus candies, nuts, and fillings for pennies on the dollar. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
We welcome you to experience the wonder and merriment of the season at the Arms Family Museum for memories of Christmas past, a Mahoning Valley tradition.
We are getting close. Scaba Camp is almost here. A year-round destination for adults with disabilities and their families to get away, close to home. Accessible to all, with no barriers. Donate now to Scaba Camp. Help others to enjoy this unique recreational destination. For adults with disabilities and their families to enjoy an accessible camping experience. Donate to Scaba Camp. Giving is living.
Don't miss the Casey Malone Show. Big Ten football is coming to NBC. You can watch me on Sundays at 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. on WBCB. My show returns to primetime Saturdays at 7 p.m. on WFMJ, November 25th. Well, now it's time for the sides. And this is one of my new favorite recipes. I'm calling it holiday rice. It is good with beef, pork, poultry. It's very generous. It makes enough for 8 to 10 people, even with leftovers. And it's really easy. It's all on the stove, and it just takes a longer time to cook because it has brown rice and wild rice, which takes almost, sometimes up to an hour to absorb all the liquids. But this has a lot of flavors, raisins and almonds and garlic and thyme, and I'm telling you, this will be one of your go-to favorites. So let's make holiday rice. For this recipe, you'll need 1 stick of unsalted butter, 1 large onion chopped, 8 ounces of baby portobello mushrooms chopped, 1 teaspoon of fresh thyme chopped, 5 cloves of garlic minced, 1/2 cup of dry white wine, 1 cup of brown rice, and 3/4 cup of wild rice, 5 cups of chicken stock, 1/2 cup of golden raisins chopped, 1 cup of slivered almonds toasted, and 1/4 cup of parsley chopped for garnish. You're going to want to use a larger pan with a larger surface because that will help the rice absorb the liquid just a little bit quicker. So I've got the stick of butter melted, and now I'll add the onion, and I will cook these for about 5 minutes until they're translucent. Now in goes the mushrooms. And what we're going to do is cook these for about 5 minutes more and draw some of the liquid out. So now we're going to add some flavor. We added the thyme, and I'm going to add the garlic. And all we're going to do is combine this. Oof, my gosh, it smells so good. I love thyme. I love it. So versatile. Now I'm going to add the wine, just 1/2 cup. Make sure it's dry. And it's already come to a boil. I'm over medium-high heat. So now it's boiling. So now we're going to add both rices. And you want to mix these up because you want them to be distributed evenly. Oh my. So now we're going to do this until all of the wine is absorbed. All the wine has been absorbed. So now I'm going to add 5 cups of chicken stock. You could use broth, but I like the stock. I just think it's a little bit more richer. And if you are vegetarian or you have a vegetarian at the table, you can also use a vegetable stock. Now we're going to bring this to a boil, and then we will cover it, lower the heat, and it will cook for 30 minutes. Ken, excellent job.
Thank you.
Turkey looking good. It is resting right now.
Crisping
So
up.
it's going to be 20 to 30 minutes. So we're going to do the potatoes now. This should take about 20 minutes. I'm going to put them in a pot of water.
Put those into that
These
pot.
into this pot. It
careful.
is Yukon Yellow, and I cut them in half, and we're going to boil them, mash them, and we'll be back with the recipe. Well, you've got to have some salad because we've got like 2 starches. I did the rice and the potatoes, so now I'm going to do my beet salad. I baked up 2 or 3 beets, depending on the size, and then I have a bed here of romaine lettuce. And I like to use this pewter platter because I put it in the fridge to get it nice and cold. So what I'm going to do is just scatter the beets on top. So you put the beets all over. Isn't that pretty? I love beets. And then I like to put the red onion, and I have it real thinly sliced so it's easy to take off, because I do have some guests, they will remain unnamed, who will not eat their onions, Mark and Russell. And so they can pick it off. It's really easy to take them off. I'm not like chopping them real fine. Okay, and then the star is the blue cheese. You can buy it pre-crumbled, but it's more expensive. So just buy the wedge and crumble it yourself. Okay, so we put that evenly over everything. Oh, I love this dish. I could eat this every night of the week. Okay, gotta wipe my hands. And last but not least, I always want a crunch in my salad. So I toasted some shaved almonds. Oh, look at that. Oh, yum, yum, yum. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, salad. Now we're gonna make the dressing. 1/2 cup of extra virgin olive oil. Juice, 1 lemon. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of balsamic vinegar and the mustard. This is my lemon vinaigrette, and I think it adds a nice fresh punch to this salad. So what I'll do is just mix it until it's emulsified. And I'm not gonna pour it on until I'm just about to serve it, because I don't want it to get soft and wilted. All right, so this is the potatoes, and we're going to finish out with these. Let's do, I put the butter and the 1/2 in the microwave to warm it up, and then I'm going to mash these right there. That is the cream cheese. Do we get that, Bill?
Got it.
Let's see.
You could put a dry cranberry.
Oh, that is delicious. Let's do a little salt and pepper, and that thing's gonna be ready to go.
You're in charge.
All right. Perfect. My rice dish is all done. So now we put extra almonds on it for garnier. And then, I just love parsley. Then we've got the chives for the mashed potatoes. Look how pretty. So the holiday rice is done. We have got the mashed potatoes ready to go. We've also got our salad done and our spatchcocked turkey. And don't forget about our pie that is still in the refrigerator. I think we should all sit down and eat. I am ready for a cocktail. Okay, Kenneth, will you pass these around?
I will take a thigh as well, unless somebody else wants a thigh.
I took one, but he could have a leg.
Yeah.
Russell likes the dark. Okay, well, before we toast, I do want to remind everybody that all these recipes, because we really had to rush through them, will be on my website, CaseyMaloneShow.com. Also, some of the past Thanksgiving recipes. I know a lot of people love Stella's amazing stuffing and, of course, the turkey breast with the bacon, but all of those from the past and from tonight will be on my website. And guys, let's do a cheer. I am so thrilled to have you all here.
How about a toast for Turkey Day?
Yes, happy Friendsgiving. We're early. Cheers.
For more information regarding any content from our show, please visit our website, CaseyMaloneShow.com. Your comments and ideas are appreciated. The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.
So then the turkey says, sorry, I'm late. Happy Thanksgiving.